This week on the Spotlight, we talked to one of the all-time greats, Ken Griffey Jr. Boy, was he young. And then we talked to Mike Ditka. He's an all-time great, too. And then we turn our attention to a Cub catcher, better known for his Pittsburgh days, but a solid dude. And then one of the greatest NBA coaches, and college, too. Check out my website, benkowski.com, for my weekly article and up-to-the-minute trivia sites. From wherever Chicago's sports teams are making news, it's the 29th year of the Perfect Pitch Auto Repair Sports Spotlight. They have tune-ups, transmissions, AC service, engine repair, tire repair, oil changes, and more. 108th and Kedzie. Lansing Floral Shop, open 8 a.m. daily. Custom silk flowers, Bridgewater candles, great flowers, 708-474-1212. A great floral shop, Lansing Floral. Get to Renata's Beauty Salon, men, women, and kids. Open 6 days a week, 12558 Southwestern Avenue in beautiful Blue Island. With a 30-year Southwest Side tradition, Huck Finn is open 24 hours to serve you with great breakfasts like the Becky Thatcher, soups, great lunches, 1/3 pound burgers, clubs, and much more. Dinners from seafood to steaks to pasta, great donuts, and ice creams. With 3 locations at Archer and Damon, 67th and Pulaski, and 105th and Cicero. Stop in today. You know Huck Finn is open. You've got to get to Dr. Sherman Clay, chiropractor. Gentle adjusting. Most insurance accepted. Massage therapy, too. Walk-ins are welcome. Call 773-324-4325. That's HEAL. Dr. Sherman Clay. You've got to get to the Wise Owl at Van Buren and Racine. Pizzas, pork sliders, Cuban sandwiches, carrot soup, elote, burgers, tacos, salads, and more. Great cocktails and great bartenders. A tremendous array at the Wise Owl, Van Buren and Racine. See you there. You've got to get to Gilhooly's, 3901 West 103rd Street on the St. Xavier campus. Friday, April 12th at 8 p.m., my next trivia show. Music, movies, TV, sports. I'll take your requests and bring them in 2 weeks. It's a fun time. We had 11 teams in one of the games last time I was there. It is really happening. Come to Gilhooly's. You'll have fun. You'll enjoy yourself. Eat, drink, and play. We're talking with a very rare individual, and this man's father has given him many a good lesson, but he's doing it on his own right now. And we're talking to Ken Griffey Jr. And Ken, just like to get a little perspective from you how the 1990 season has gone for you after all the good things you learned last year.
Well, it's going smooth. I just go out and play every day and play as hard as I can.
Elaborate a little bit about 1989 as a learning process and how much of it you can apply to what you've been doing so far this year.
Well, last year all I did was learn, and I'm still learning this year, but I just want to go out and concentrate on playing as well as learning. And last year it was more of a learning process for me. It was like learning then playing, and now this year it's playing and learning at the same time.
You know, so much has been said about all the lessons your dad taught you growing up, and you were around a great Cincinnati winning atmosphere. How much of that really does rub off and makes the game playing easier for you?
As far as the Reds, it was none. I just go out and play, and he'll say something like, "How'd you do?" I said, "Well, I messed up, and I did this." He'll say, "Well, this is what you have to do in certain situations," and that's it. And the Reds, if we wanted to go to the game, we would. But if not, if we didn't want to, my mom would say, "Hey, stay home." It wasn't really an issue to go to every game.
Did you learn a little bit about what winning was about, though, being around those kind of guys? I mean, let's face it, you had some Hall of Famers in that group, Benj and Rose, and you know, a tremendous lineup, Tony Perez, Concepcion. Did you get to see those guys and any other habits and what made them the winning club that they were?
No. You know, I was only, 5, 6 when they won the World Series? Well, actually 6 and 7. And, let's see. So 12. Okay. When my dad left. I think I was 12 when he left. I was in the 8th grade when he left. So, you know, from there on, It was my mother. She just said, hey, you guys can play. Don't worry about nothing. Play baseball, play football, play basketball. I really don't care. Just go out and enjoy yourself.
So maybe that's getting a little more attention than it deserves. Let's talk about your approach to the game. Some of your teammates, as we talked about earlier, tease you a little bit about you go up to the plate and you have a tremendous game hitting-wise, and maybe you're not totally clued in on about which pitcher you faced or things like that. How much of that mystery is true?
All of it. I have no idea about the pitching. It's as far as, they can throw up anything, and if it's hittable, I'll swing at it. But they'll ask me, well, what'd you hit? I say a fastball. They're gonna know you hit a changeup or a curveball. But everything I hit looks straight to me. So I don't know. It's just something about my eyes.
Well, do you feel comfortable riding out that string of natural reaction, or do you think there'll come a point where you're going to want to actually get a little studious about it and maybe keep a book on pitchers, or is it just safest to keep it all in your head?
Safe to keep it all in my head. Pitchers warm up, I don't look at them. I very seldom look at other batters facing a pitcher, because then I subconsciously think, he's throwing harder than what he is, and I say he's got a good fastball, and I go up thinking he's Nolan Ryan, and it's a little bit slower. And so as far as looking at pitchers and stuff, I don't pay attention to them.
How about defensively or on the base pass? We've seen you make some of the great catches, the throws, and steal a base or two now and then. What about any kind of study as far as that goes?
Base work, I need a lot of practice at that. But as far as defense, I'm fine. I just go out there and run down whatever they hit up there.
Tendencies, the coaches will help you a little bit, move you around, tell you the likelihood of where a guy's going to go with the ball?
Yeah, they do that, to everybody. And that goes for every coach in the American League and National League. If they have a pattern where they're going to hit the ball, they're going to move upfield or over there.
Is it all hit you yet? I mean, as you approach birthday number 21, all that has happened to you, are you putting it in perspective?
No, it hadn't hit me. I just go out and play. And, I've been playing baseball all my life, so this is no different. And I just go out there and do what I have to do.
Would a goal be to you and your dad to participate in the same World Series?
Yeah, or just be on the same team.
All-star time could be a possibility, huh?
Well, hopefully, but, you never know. I just go out there and do my job, and he does his.
We'll be back with more on the Spotlight right after these important messages. Stay tuned. You've got to get to Lansing Floral Shop. Open at 8 a.m. daily. Besides a great array of live flowers, they have custom silks, Bridgewater candles. They want you to plan your parties early at a wide delivery area. They're located at 3420 Ridge Road in Lansing, or you can call 708-474-1212. Weddings, funerals, birthdays, anniversaries, and guys, try the No Reason flower. Believe me, it works. Lansing Floral Shop. Give them a call, 708-474-1212. Kim G. Sherman, psychotherapist, Des Plaines Wellness Center. Therapy for individuals, couples, families. Call 847-962-4849. I've known Kim for over 20 years. She is a true professional, and she will help you. Give her a call. Family Dentist, Lawrence Furlan, DDS, 109th and Kedzie, crowns, veneers, cleanings, improving your smile. They do a great job. Call 773-233-7044. Excellent work, impeccable. Call the Family Dentist, 773-233-7044. They did a great job for me, and they'll do a great job for you. You've got to get to Shelton Fireworks, the world's largest warehouse, off Interstate 94, exit 22B in Porter, Indiana. Row after row of the best fireworks anywhere, from the little ones to the grand finales that'll end your show. Birthdays, anniversaries, graduations, in addition to the 4th of July. Just get over there to Shelton Fireworks now. Then you can reload by the time summer comes. Shelton Fireworks, I-94, exit 22B in Portage. We're back on the Spotlight. We're talking Cubs baseball, and I can honestly say when I'm at home watching games on TV, when I'm allowed to be a fan, there are certain players who come up, men on base, against the Cubs, and you say, uh-oh. it's an uh-oh guy. And I'm pleased to talk to an uh-oh guy who's now on the right side of the equation. You know, you've certainly, throughout your career, have been a guy who's been great with men on base, and a guy, too, not many catchers bet high in the order, and you've done that. Tell us a little bit about your hitting resume and you know, why you're different than a lot of other catchers.
I think hitting's hard enough as it is. I just see it, hit it, hope it falls in. If it doesn't, try to get in the next time. But you know, when I'm hitting the top, I've hit everywhere in the lineup, and it doesn't really matter where you hit in the lineup. But you know, I always take pitches for the big guys to go out and swing. And this lineup we have here is pretty impressive. So you want to take some pitches and let them go out and do their thing.
As far as moving around a little bit late in your career, I overheard a conversation you were just having about, you know, spending the bulk of your career in Pittsburgh, and now to be moving a little bit late. I guess the thing is always you want to be on a contender, you want to be on a team that's going somewhere.
Definitely, I was fortunate enough last year with Oakland to get to the playoffs for the first time in my career, and it was unbelievable. Now to play here, with the history here, the fans here, the excitement going on in this team. It's something special. So when they, you know, asked me to waive my no-trade clause and told me where they had a trade set up, it was a no-brainer. I mean, I've always loved playing here. It's always been my favorite place to play. And now the fact that I get to do it on a daily basis in front of these fans is something special to me.
Well, that's interesting because, you know, with the bulk of night games in the major league still, and the bulk of day games here, how do you make the adjustment? Some people have trouble.
Well, one thing is Oakland played a lot of, probably the second most day games besides here in Chicago, but you learn how to take care of yourself. I mean, when you're 20, 25, you're kind of still young and you can do whatever you want to.
Late night?
Well, just anything. You don't have to maintain workouts or anything like that because you're still young and your body's still invincible, so to speak. But, you know, I've learned how to take care of myself. I've learned how to work out the proper way, and you know, I feel good, just as good now as I did when I was 21, body-wise. So that's all part of it. I mean, you play day games here. We played a lot of day games in Oakland, and I'm excited for it. I mean, you get to have the evenings off and go get some good dinner.
There you go. That's the positive spin. You look at a pitching staff that you, of course, faced some of these guys in the past, and how do you find yourself meshing, particularly with a guy who's known to be volatile like Carlos Zambrano?
Well, I think everybody's different. You got to learn their personalities. I've caught so many different players pitchers throughout my career. He's one of those guys. You let him go out and do his thing. He's one of the best in the game. But this whole pitching staff is something special. And you know, the reason I say that is I just came from a pitching staff that was pretty special too, and very, very similar. And the fact that everybody's different. Everybody throws different. Everybody has different personalities, and that's a good thing. And let these guys go out and do a thing. We'll get on the same page. You know, it'll take a week or so, first time around in the catching them all. And but I think it'll be something that is both picked up on quick from my side and from their side. You know, I've been doing it for a while, and bottom line is you don't want those guys to think. You want them to go out and pound the glove and do what they can do. Well,
that's true. I would think that this might be an accelerated time for you, maybe with a little bit of paperwork, homework in the evening, if you will, because you of course switch leagues.
Definitely get the video, the little video quarter out and watch the. But I've seen a lot of the players. You know, the younger guys I'll have to focus on more. But I've learned a lot of things just by getting in the box, watching their hands, watching their feet, and you know, knowing the pitcher and what they can and can't do. And bottom line is, if a pitcher makes the pitch, whether it's the hitter's strength or not, if the pitcher makes the pitch, you're going to get him out. I mean, hitting is very, very difficult to do. The thing about the big leagues is if you make a mistake, they're going to hit it.
What did you know about Lou Piniella before you came here, and what have you learned in the short time now?
I think everybody has heard of Lou Piniella, but he's a gamer. He played the game when it was a game, played the game hard, and he expects us to do the same thing. And if you do that, then he's going to be satisfied. The game's hard enough as it is. You're going to go through physical mistakes. You're going to make errors. You're going to strike out. You're going to pop up with runners and scoring. Those are things that are going to happen. But I mean, if you have the approach and you go out and I mean, the easiest thing to do in baseball is hustle. That's the only thing that's easy in this game. So, and he knows that. You know.
With a 30-year Southwest Side tradition, Huck Finn is open 24 hours to serve you with great breakfasts like the Becky Thatcher, soups, great lunches, 1/3 pound burgers, clubs, and much more. Dinners from seafood to steaks to pasta, great donuts, and ice creams. With 3 locations at Archer and Damon, 67th and Pulaski, and 105th and Cicero. Stop in today. You know Huck Finn is open. Go play at Red Shoes Billiards, 12009 South Pulaski in Alsip, featuring 16 Brunswick Gold Crown pool tables, drop fluorescent lighting fixtures, and a fabulous grade of cloth. Call 708-388-3700. And now video gaming is available at Red Shoes from open till close. And don't forget, the Illinois Lottery, too. That's Red Shoe Billiards, 12009 South Pulaski. You've got to get to the Sock Live Minkowski Trivia, alternate Thursdays at 8 p.m. 93rd and Roberts Road. Great game, great people. Check out the Sock. I think you'll be glad you did when you go to my trivia game every other Thursday. 8 p.m., 93rd and Roberts Road. Perfect Pitch Auto Repair at 108th and Kedzie does tune-ups, transmission, AC service, engine repair, tire repair, oil changes, and emission system repair. They're open Monday through Friday from 8 a.m. to 6 p.m., and they've done a great job for me. Perfect Pitch Auto Repair at 108th and Kedzie. You've got to get to Papa Joe's new location, 5900 West 111th Street. Italian beef, tetrazzini, great pizza, parmesan, ravioli, and more. All my classic choices. New location, and they can still deliver into the city. Get to Papa Joe's.
Despite all that, we will open this week's show with the hottest team in town, the Bears. The pregame talk was excessive, but it was a beautiful day for the confrontation on the shores of Lake Michigan. The hitting was crisp. Jim Harbaugh was doing his usual thing. RoboCop was doing some knocking, a la Mike Ditka. And Neil Anderson was scoring touchdowns. Jim Harbaugh to Wendell Davis for this big score. Brad Muster over the top. It was 24-3 Bears, but tough to keep that edge. Jim Harbaugh sacked, fumbles. Then later, Harbaugh planned this run and was hurt, not to return. But the Lemonhead came through with the key interception. And Mark Carrier, too, big in the secondary. Despite that, Atlanta pulled it within a touchdown at 24-17. Only to have another key secondary man, Vesty Jackson, put the clamps on it in the fourth quarter.
Vesty made a great play and on a tip ball, but he made a great run after he caught it. I can't see everything from the sideline. I thought Richard Dent played his butt off. I mean, I don't know that anybody could have played much harder than Richard played for us today, and he was probably as big a factor as we had early in the game, and even with the tip pass, it was a key play, hustling from side to the field to get the screen passes. So he played very well. There were a lot of good things, but they took a lot of the running game away from us. This wasn't one of our better games, but when you can win like this, it's because somebody else has done something right. The only disappointing thing is we made some mistakes in the kicking game that have kind of been silly mistakes, and they shouldn't happen, but they happen sometimes. And we got to really go to work on that area and get back on track next week. I don't apologize for wins because we won the first half and we won the game. You know, we just didn't play very well for a stretch in the second half. And the kids are trying; they're playing hard. We certainly weren't out hit in any phase of the game by them. They weren't any more physical than we were in any way. They made some plays. I questioned the last interference call. It's a very silly call compared to a couple other ones. It could have been interference early in the game, but they happen. You know, guys, they call what they see, and sometimes you don't agree with what they see, but they call it. Other than that, there's not much I can say. I'm happy about the win. He's hurting a little bit, but I don't think it's. I really don't know. It's his sternum. I know that he kind of got dinged, but it's his sternum more than anything. But we'll just see how he feels. If he doesn't feel good, then we'll go with Mike and have PT in the backup right now. But anybody we have on the team, we've always said this from day one that we feel that they're capable of going in there and playing for us. And sometimes, it's easy for the fans not to see what's happening because, Mike isn't operating under the same conditions a lot of times as the other guy because he was in an all-out blitz. We hit a couple plays. We tried to do a couple things. We were close on one, but when you don't make them, you don't look very good, and so it probably put undue pressure on him. The interception, to me, was the best thing could have happened because it's better than a punt the way we were punting the ball. So, I don't feel bad about that at all.
Mike, do you have any kind of reaction to the way the crowd has treated Tom Zach? Or
I don't. In life, I don't worry about even how the crowd treats me anymore. People have a prerogative to do what they want to do, and it's only natural. Sometimes, we live in a society that builds people up to tear them down. And you got to understand that the higher you get, the farther you fall, and it's just the way things are. I didn't make the rules. This has been happening since day one in our society. You build somebody up, you make a big person out of them, and make a hero out of them, and then you try to tear them down. But it's all forgotten with a couple completions and a touchdown here or there. It'll all be forgotten. The same people booing will be cheering. So.
Mike, how do you avoid your offense stagnating after you get 2 and 3 touchdowns?
I don't worry about that. We've done it all year. We've done pretty well. We've done pretty well, really. We've won games. We're 8-1, right? That's our record. That's all that counts. The other stuff is rhetoric and bull, and I don't get involved in that. That's for you guys. So you guys are the speculators of life. And I wasn't going to do this, but I think I'm going to do it anyways. This is a very special day for me because we did win. We won the championship belt buckle.
You've got to get to my newest show, X's and O's, live trivia alternate Fridays at 6 p.m., 7800 West 79th Street. Music, movies, TV, sports, great food, and great drink. See you there. Lenny Q's Barbecue, trivia alternate Tuesdays at 7 p.m. Daily specials, catering too. It's at the Lansing Municipal Airport, 3249 Airport Drive. I'll see you over there. Perfect Pitch Auto Repair at 108th and Kedzie is great. Tune-ups, transmissions, AC service, engine repair, tire repair, oil changes. They're open Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. They do a great job for me, and they'll do a great job for you. They're quick, and they don't charge an arm and a leg. Perfect Pitch Auto Repair, 108th and Kedzie. Trivia will be at the Sock. Alternate Thursdays at 8 p.m. 93rd and Roberts Road. Great food, great drink, great people. Everything great. You've got to get to Renata's Beauty Salon. They cut hair for men, women, and kids, and I'm among them. Open 6 days a week. Walk-ins welcome. Easy to reach at 125th and Western Avenue. Maybe I'll see you there. Reggie's is a great place with tons of music, interesting people and staff, great food and drink at 21st and State. And amongst the cool things they have, Benkowski Trivia. All shows are now Monday at 6 p.m. Reggie's, 21st and State, a fun place.
We're back in the spotlight, and we're talking to a man who brings a wealth of knowledge not only to this show, but to the NBA, and we're talking with Larry Brown, who is in a very unique position. I think you have a very interesting mix of players, one of the more unique teams on the come, you might say, in the NBA, and I'd like to know if you have that same feeling of excitement as you coach them, realizing what their potential is.
Well, I like my team. We're young, we try hard. I got a lot of guys that are getting better, so it's, I think anytime a guy can coach a team that competes on a high level every night and tries to win, you're lucky. I think Chicago's in a similar situation. I haven't seen those guys take a night off. Their effort's great every single night, and I think that's what makes you enjoy coaching.
If you could describe a little bit about, besides even Allen, some of the talented players that you have that make you think that your team will be an upper bracket Eastern Division team for a while to come.
I don't know if we will be. I respect a lot of teams out there, but we guard. We guard every night. We have as good a defensive guard in the league, and Eric Snow, and George Lynch is probably the best defensive small forward in the league in my estimation, and Theo Ratliff's an emerging shot blocker and defender at center, and Allen's growth has been dramatic, and we've been fortunate. We added Tony Kukoc, and we got a lot of guys that play unselfishly. We lost a terrific player in Tyrone Hill just recently who works hard and rebounds and defends, but we got a lot of guys that do the little things that people, unless they knew the game, wouldn't appreciate.
Speaking of which, I wonder how you take under your wing a guy like Kukoc, who despite his long-range shooting and passing skills, has been for his career an unenthusiastic defender, and bring him to the way of thinking of the need to play serious NBA defense.
Oh, I don't buy that. You guys have a propensity or whatever you call it for talking about what guys can't do. I don't buy that. He's defended every game for us. He's a much underrated defender. He's long. He keeps people in front of him. He's a terrific rebounder for a small forward. He's been a great addition for us down the defensive end. And I don't think you win 6 championships unless everybody defends. In Chicago, they were a great team, but he was a big part of it, and I'm sure he defended his position pretty well.
As you did him. Tell us a little bit about how you see I don't know if you want to call it the dog days of the NBA, but some people think this might be the rougher part of the schedule before you go into the stretch drive. What are the goals for your team aside from simply winning games?
Well, we have a tough schedule. We only have 6 home games in the month of March and play a lot of quality teams. And, getting Allen hurt the way he is and having Tyrone out for an unspecific amount of time, it's going to put a lot of pressure on our bench. And what I want to do is just give consistent effort each night and try to guard and try to play unselfishly. And, my team hasn't disappointed me very often in that regard. And I think that's what you need to do when you go into the playoffs if you're fortunate enough to get there.
Since Jordan retired, the consensus has been that the East is kind of wide open. And how encouraged are you about that prospect going into April and May and maybe beyond May?
Well, I don't worry about other teams, but, I don't think there's a team like Chicago was, certainly. But Indiana, Miami, New York, and Charlotte, and with Toronto growing up a little bit, are all quality teams. So I think there's depth in this league. In the East, maybe we don't have the quality teams they have out West with, Portland and LA playing at such a high level. But the teams I mentioned are very, very good, and we have to play extremely well to compete with them.
Would winning one round of the playoffs mark a successful season for this Sixer team?
I don't know. We won one round last year.
So too then.
I don't look at it that way.
Thanks for watching. See you next week. You've got to get to Moods Bar and Grill, exit 19 off Interstate 94, Portage, Indiana. I do live trivia there every other Wednesday. They have great food and drink, a very fun vibe. Located in the Portage Mall, in the middle of town. You got to check out Moods. Take a little road trip to the Bar and Grill. It's only 19 minutes into Indiana. Live trivia. I'll see you there. This week's show has been brought to you by the Perfect Pitch Auto Repair Shop. They do it all at 108th and Kedzie.
Huck Finn, a great wide-ranging menu, along with donuts and ice cream. Open 24 hours at Archer and Damon, 67th and Pulaski, and 105th and Cicero.
Imprint Graphics, leaders in booklet, perfect bound, saddle stitch. Very competitive pricing. Call 708-396-1010.